will smash Reviewer Man. Hulk, we're still on this? Dude, it's been like 4 years. Hulk will smash Reviewer Man. You know what? Iron Man, can you give me a hand again? Metal Man think he can hurt Hulk? Hulk will smash... Hulk won't smash Reviewer Man. Hulk, go away. Go to sleep, 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 go to sleep! I thought long and hard on what my first video review should be coming back to YouTube. And looking at my channel, it's mostly been 3 3/4-inch Iron Man figures, odds and ends, Batman, and Migos. So I decided to break that and do something completely different and off the wall. And here we go. So this is actually going to be my first review of a Build-A-Figure toy, specifically from Marvel Legends. This is the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure HulkBuster. And man, does this figure look cool. This is my favorite HulkBuster design, and I think one of the best they've ever done. The figure itself is really great, so let's dive into the figure. First off, the painting and the sculpting in the figure is actually really good. Though the painting is lacking in some areas, such as these white parts really should be blue, and even some of them are unpainted, it still is a really good looking figure. The molding is all there. The only downside is that they didn't paint it all. The arc reactor on the chest isn't painted, which kind of sucks. The figure overall just looks amazing. It has great detailing. It's one of the few figures that's really boring to look at. You always see some new lines or new detailing. Though the feet are a little plain on the bottom, I'm not going to worry too much about that. But yeah, the mechanical detailing, the sculpting, and just everything on this figure looks so good. He's one of the figures that I just love to look at. And he looks so powerful. Sleek, but powerful. A really tough look to pull. And this suit pulls it off almost perfectly. And he's pretty big too. And he's got a good weight to him, very solid. Though I will admit there are some joints that have become a little floppy and loose. I did get mine second hand. Now, if you don't know what a Build-A-Figure is, allow me to explain. A Build-A-Figure is a toy that when you buy the whole toy line, or the whole wave, you get the Build-A-Figure. So if a toy line has 7 figures, each one of the 7 figures comes with 1 piece to this figure. Then, when you buy all of them, you get a free figure. The downside to a Build-A-Figure is that you have to buy everything in the wave, and if you don't like a specific figure in the wave, that could suck. But you always have the second-hand market, though these things tend to go for really expensive, especially the older Build-A-Figures. But, with that said, is this guy worth a huge price? Well, let's go over the articulation, size comparisons, and then I'll be happy to tell you. Starting at the head, the figure has both a ball joint and a cut joint at the bottom, allowing for a good amount of expressive articulation. Normally with HulkBuster toys, we don't get this much head articulation, simply just a swivel. But the fact that this one breaks the normal design mold of a HulkBuster means that it can be even more expressive. You could even fold the helmet back to get a more traditional HulkBuster look. The shoulders on the figure are universal and have a very loud swivel joint. That does kind of worry me a bit. I'm worried that parts are breaking. But it is a very strong ratchet, and the arms can look up that far. Bicep swivel, the elbow can bend that far, but also has a swivel. The wrist rotates, though the side panel does get in the way of the wrist articulation. It's almost on a soft ratchet, and believe it or not, there is a small tilt in it, though it is very limited because of the design of the guard on the hands. Beautiful chest joint. It allows for a good crunch and a good back movement. It also allows for some side-to-side tilting, which I was not expecting on this figure. And pulling it all the way up reveals the arc reactor. The hips can move out that far and decently back with not a bad spread. He has a thigh swivel, double jointed knees, but I do want to point out that mine tend to be off-centered, or something seems to be wrong with them since he can never stand quite evenly. This one tends to go in more than this side. And the ankles are on a ball joint, allowing for a beautiful pivot and some decent expression and movement with even a swivel. Overall, the amount of poses you can get this figure in are amazing. It looks good no matter what. And with some practice, you can get in poses I didn't even think a HulkBuster could get into. Like, look at this. It looks like he's gonna kick a soccer ball or the Hulk in the face. Either way, I would pay to see that. Look at this. You could even do the Iron Man pose. This figure has great articulation. It's not perfect, but just enough articulation to get the main poses you would want from this figure. And keep in mind, this is a pretty big figure. How big? I'll show you. Oh, here's the figure next to the Marvel Select Iron Man HulkBuster armor. So you can see there's a pretty big size difference. Even though this figure's not standing up straight, you can see this guy's a little bigger than him. And he's a lot bigger than my other HulkBuster figures. So here he is next to the Avengers. I believe this is the armored up Iron Man figure. I could be wrong on it. And here he is next to the Iron Man 2 HulkBuster armor. And just for funsies, here he is next to the Marvel Universe Hulk figure. This is the most modern Hulk figure we've gotten. Just wanted to point that out. And as you can see, the height difference is amazing. Now granted, this figure is not scale with the 6-inch figures, and I don't have any 6-inch figures to actually show it off. Well, I suppose I do, but nothing that would really show the scale of this figure. So you have to take my word that it's very big and really nice. Seriously, look at all these HulkBusters. They look great together. Overall, this figure is amazing. I heavily recommend this figure if you're an Iron Man fan, a casual Iron Man fan, or a die-hard fan of the HulkBuster armor. This thing looks and feels amazing, and its scale is impressive. If you collect 6-inch figures, this is going to be a big figure. If you collect 3 3/4-inch figures, it's going to be a massive figure. And I heavily recommend this figure. It's one of the best representations in plastic form of the movie HulkBuster. A lot better than some of the other figures we got depicting this fantastic design. Now, I said that he was worth a good amount of money because Build-A-Figures go for a lot on the aftermarket. I paid $40 for him at Boston Comic-Con. I think that's a fair price for him. It's decent. It's a decent price, and I didn't feel like I overpaid. If anything, I feel like I underpaid and feel kind of bad for ripping the guy off. But he wanted $80 for this, and I don't think it's $80. The most I would say to pay for this figure is $50, maybe $55 plus shipping. It's really not worth the demanding after price of $60 plus. But I still recommend getting the figure if you're a huge Iron Man fan, especially of the HulkBuster. Alright, so this has been a Battle Brawl review. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. And please let me know what you think of the figure. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. You take care now, and goodbye.